My parents stood in the breadlines Mamdani wants to bring to NYC. Wow. Powerful statement from Gregory Lyakov. He's the author of this article, and he's one of the youngest. He is the youngest nationally syndicated columnist in America. A pretty bright individual. I really like his take on this whole Mamdani thing. He's going to be speaking about this tomorrow. So we're going to talk a little bit about it. But before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button. Share this out so we can get this information out there. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. And hit that alarm bell so you know when I'm putting out new stuff. Also, check out my link tree in the description. It has a link to my Patreon. That's where I talk about things that I can't talk about here. There's also a link to my Instagram and my X account, so follow me there as well. All right, so let's get into this news. Now, I really wanted to talk about this because I've been getting a lot of pushback from the socialists lately, which is just crazy to me. We have the history to look back at. We have test cases to look back at to see if socialism really works. And there is no positive example of socialism whatsoever. So I don't understand why people are caping for it so hard. It's one of two reasons, I believe. Either people are lazy and they don't want to work and they really think government is good and is going to give them handouts, or two, they're just dumb and don't know history. Those are the only two reasons why I believe someone can be actually for socialism. But this article reports that tomorrow, the author says, tomorrow I'll speak at the largest rally yet against New York City mayoral candidate Zohran Mamdani, a proud socialist whose radical agenda threatens our country's future. Brandon Straka, founder of the Walk Away campaign, hosts the event. It brings together former Democrats, independents, and Republicans who refuse to be silenced by the far left. I'm attending not just as a nationally syndicated columnist, but as a student and the child of Soviet immigrants who lived through the very ideology Mamdani wants to impose on New York. That's what I'm saying. We have so much history to look back at. But you know what their excuse is? Oh, it's not. It's not that. That wasn't real socialism. That wasn't real socialism. Yes, it was real socialism, and it destroys people. It destroys economies. It doesn't help anyone. But Mamdani has openly declared his mission not just to raise class consciousness, but to win socialism. That means seizing private property, expanding government control over the economy, and punishing success. And I would add, kill incentive. It absolutely kills incentive. You can't name not one thing that the Soviet Union created during that period. I've heard stories my whole life about empty grocery stores, ration cards, crumbling apartments, and the state's grip on every part of daily life. That's the system my parents fled. It's the same system Mamdani wants to bring back. Yes, that's what I'm saying. There are people literally alive today that lived through socialism that has these stories to tell. They're all similar. Doesn't matter if it was Cuba, if it's Russia, the Soviet Union, or what have you. It's all the same story. It never works. When you seize the means of production, productivity falls, quality drops, and shelves go empty. Duh. He says, my grandparents waited hours in Breadlines. They hoarded sugar because it was a luxury. They lived in a society where achievement was punished and mediocrity rewarded. Doesn't that sound familiar? Doesn't that sound like the DEI woke ideology that's happening right now today under the Democrats? If Mamdani wins in the largest city in the United States, the consequences will reach far beyond New York. They will impact every American. Mamdani has opposed nearly every policy designed to help low-income students succeed. He has fought against school vouchers, resisted charter school expansion, and attacked top schools like Stuyvesant, Bronx Science, not because these schools fail, but because they don't meet his racial quotas. In the name of equity, Mamdani is willing to dismantle a system that works, even if it condemns another generation to failing schools and wasted potential. In parts of New York City, some public schools have a 0% pass rate on standardized tests. How can that be possible? How can you have not one single student pass a test, and you still keep your job? Like, how is that okay? Instead of funding academic recovery, tutoring, or textbooks, Mamdani pushed a $8 million diversity, equity, and inclusion teacher hiring initiative. That money could have gone towards proven solutions, but Mamdani does not prioritize results. He prioritizes ideology. Today, 42% of NYC school teachers are Black, while only 22% of city residents are Black. Still, Mamdani insists the system is not equitable enough. Wow, I did not know that statistic. But the bigger picture is even worse. Mamdani's policies make it harder for small businesses to grow, families to succeed, and New York to stay competitive. His ideology pushes ambition, treating wealth as a crime and success as injustice. You do not lift people up by tearing others down. That is the socialist ideology, bringing everyone down to the same low standard. That's why I'm speaking out. He says, my family lived through food shortages and unlivable housing. My parents came here to escape the oppression and injustice that communism brought to the USSR. He goes on to say, now I have to ask myself, will I have to flee my own city to escape the same threat? Yeah, I believe you do, especially if he wins. He goes on to say, if you care about opportunity, education, and the future of our nation, join me. Let's send a clear message. Americans will not sit quietly while radicals hijack our schools, economy, and values. We believe in freedom, not forced redistribution. We believe in achievement, not ideological conformity. Stand with us against the socialism, communism, and radical extremism Mamdani tries to force on the greatest city in America. If he wins, New York risks becoming the next Moscow under Soviet rule. A city stripped of freedom, opportunity, and hope, replaced by fear and failed ideology. Wow, well said, young man. I like what he said. Everything he said was 1,000% accurate. I still don't get it, man. Like, I say I don't get it, but I really do. Because I say time and time again, the system has failed our children. The educational system have failed our children. And as a result of that, they're lazy and they believe that socialism actually is a good thing. It's crazy. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this. Leave y'all comments down below. Like, share, and subscribe, and check out jjthepsychotherapist.com for the latest in news. Until next time, peace.